Hi guys, let's continue reading the Constitution, Polity and Governance section of 12th series of ALS Current Affairs 2019-2020. So the first topic would be National Numbering Plan. So why was this in the news? The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, on 29th May 2020 recommended that a new national numbering plan be issued at the earliest so that a uniquely identifiable number can be provided to every subscriber in India. The management of numbering resources is governed by the National Numbering Plan. The Department of Telecom administers the numbers for fixed and the mobile networks based on the ITU's Telecommunications Standardization Sector ITUT recommendations. The TRI has recommended automated allocation of numbering resources be done using number management system software to speed up the process. Broadly, the TRI has recommended switching to an 11-digit mobile number. Number 2, reallocation of mobile numbering resources surrendered by operators who have shut shop. Number 3, prefixing 0 for all mobile calls made from fixed line. Issues with 11-digit number. The TRI said that some serious problems are anticipated with the change in the number in the mobile number from 11 to from 10 to 11 digits. So there will be some serious problems if we change the mobile number from 10 to 11 digits. Migration to 11 digits would require widespread modifications in the configuration of switches involving cost. This would also cause inconvenience to the customers in the form of dialing extra digits and updating phone memory. This could lead to more dialing errors, traffic and loss of revenue to telecom operators. Still, why need a plan as such? The total number of telephone subscribers in India stands at 1,177.02 million, with a tele density of 87.45% at the end of January 2020. This increasing digitization would pave the way towards the dream of digital India and mobile economy. Thus, it has become necessary to review the utilization of numbering resources in the country. Considering the above scenario, the implementation of the TRI's recommendation with solutions to possible issues would help for sustainable growth of the telecommunication services. Hence, TRI needs to review the utilization of the numbering resources and make some policy decisions to ensure that adequate resources are available for sustainable growth of the telecom services. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is TRI. The TRI is a regulatory body set up under Section 3 of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997. It is the regulator of the telecommunications and its tariffs in India. The TRI Act was amended by an ordinance effective from 24th January 2000, establishing a Telecom Disputes Settlement and Appellate Tribunal (TDSAT) to take over the adjudicatory and disputes functions from the TRI. The TRI regularly issues orders and directions on various subjects such as tariffs, interconnections, quality of service, DTH services, and mobile number portability. Now let's come to the next topic, that is PMSvanidhi. So why was this in the news? The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs MOHUA on 1st June 2020 launched Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi PMSvanidhi for providing affordable loans to street vendors. Earlier, the scheme was announced as a part of the economic stimulus too under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The scheme would benefit vendors, hawkers, thelewale, and people involved in goods and services related to textiles, apparel, artisan products, barber shops, laundry services, etc., in different areas. Key points. The first one is loan facility. The vendors can avail a working capital loan of up to Rs 10,000, which is repayable in monthly installments within a year. The loans would be without collateral. It is for the first time that microfinance institutions, non-banking financial company, self-help groups have been allowed in a scheme for the urban poor due to their ground-level presence and proximity to the urban poor, including the street vendors. There will be no penalty on early repayment of loan. Early repayment or resettlement is a clearance of debt or loan before the scheduled time. Many banks and lenders charge penalties for repaying loans early. Those who were vending till 24th March 2020 can avail the benefits of the scheme. This is for the first time that street vendors from peri-urban or rural areas have become beneficiaries of an urban livelihood program. The scheme is valid until March 2022. The number 2, interest subsidy. On timely or early repayment of the loan, and interest subsidy of 7% per annum will be credited to the bank accounts of beneficiaries through direct benefit transfer on a 6-monthly basis. Number 3, escalation of credit limits. The scheme provides for the rise of the credit limit on timely or early repayment of loans. That is, if a street vendor repays the installments on time or earlier, he or she can develop his or her credit score that makes him or her eligible for a higher amount of term loan, such as Rs 20,000. Number 4, encourage digital transactions. The scheme incentivizes digital transactions by the street vendors through monthly cashback. So there will be monthly cashback also. Number 5, focus on capacity building. The MOHUA, in collaboration with state governments, will launch a capacity building and financial literacy program of all the stakeholders and information, education, and communication IEC activities throughout the country during the month of June, and loaning will commence in the month of July. Number 6, role of urban local bodies, ULBs. The urban local bodies will play a pivotal role in the implementation of the scheme by ensuring to target the beneficiary and reaching to them in an efficient manner. Number 7, E-governance. In line with the vision of leveraging technology to ensure effective delivery and transparency, a digital platform with web portal or mobile app is being developed to administer the scheme with end-to-end solution. This platform will integrate the web portal or mobile app with Udyami Mitra. So they will integrate the web portal or mobile app with Udyami Mitra portal of the SIDBI for credit management and PESA portal of the MOHUA to administer interest subsidy automatically. It will help in integrating the vendors into the formal financial system. What is the way forward? The loans through the scheme would help to kickstart activity for vendors who have been left without any income due to the impact of COVID-19 and lockdown. Despite multiple schemes running for the street vendors, there are various gaps in implementation, identification, awareness, and accessibility of various schemes which should be plugged in a timely manner. Benefits like maternity allowances, accident relief, natural death compensation, education support for children for higher studies, and pension during any crisis should be provided to them. Now let's come to the next topic, that is PM Cares is not a public authority under the RTI Act. So PM Cares is not a public authority under RTI Act. So why was this in the news? The PMO has refused to disclose details on the creation and operation of the PM Cares Fund, telling a right to information applicant that the fund is not a public authority under the ambit of the RTI Act 2005. The fund is a public charitable trust under the name of Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situations Fund. The PM is chairman of this trust and members include the Defense Minister, Home Minister, and Finance Minister. Contributions to the fund will qualify as corporate social responsibility CSR so the contributions to the fund will qualify as corporate social responsibility CSR spending that companies are mandated to make. The fund accepts micro donations as well. Not a public authority. The PMO cited a Supreme Court observation that indiscriminate and impractical demands under the RTI Act for disclosure of all and sundry information would be counterproductive. The PM Cares Fund is not a public authority under the ambit of Section 2 Clause H of the RTI Act 2005. However, relevant information in respect of the PM Cares Fund may be seen on its website. Then what makes an authority public? The relevant section of the RTI Act defines a public authority as any authority or body or institution of self-government established or constituted, number 1, by or under the Constitution, number 2, by any other law made by Parliament, number 3, by any other law made by state legislature, number 4, by the notification issued. Number 4, by the notification issued or order made by the appropriate government and includes any. Number 1, body owned, controlled, or substantially financed. Number 2, NGO, substantially financed directly or indirectly by funds provided by the appropriate government. Arguments against PM CARES. The fund carries a public name. The composition of the trust, control, usage of an emblem, government domain name, etc., that signifies it as a public authority. The PM is the ex officio chairman of the trust, while 3 cabinet ministers are ex officio trustees. The composition of the trust is enough to show that government exercises substantive control over the trust, making it a public authority. Now let's come to the next topic, that is UltraSwatch. So why was this in the news? The Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) has developed a disinfection unit named UltraSwatch to disinfect a wide range of materials including personal protective equipment (PPEs), electronics items, fabrics, and others. The UltraSwatch makes use of an advanced oxidative process that includes various barrier disruption approaches using ozonated space technology for the process of disinfection. So the UltraSwatch makes use of an advanced oxidative process that includes various barrier disruption approaches using ozonated space technology for the process of disinfection. It is double layered, incorporated with ozone sealant technology. So it uses ozone sealant technology, which assures trapping of ozone for the necessary disinfection cycle with a catalytic converter to ensure environment-friendly exhaust. The system is compliant with the international standards of industrial, occupational, personal, and environmental safety. It has 2 variants, namely ozonated space and Trinit and Trinitra technology. So it has 2 variants. The first one is ozonated space and the another one is Trinitra technology. Trinitra technology is a combination of ozonated space and radical dispenser. The system has been provided with various safety features such as emergency shutdown, door interlocks, dual door, delay cycle, and leak monitors, etc., to ensure safe operations for a longer duration. Now let's come to the next topic, that is science, technology, and innovation policy. So why was this in the news? Recently, the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India and the Department of Science and Technology (DST) have jointly initiated a decentralized, bottom-up and inclusive process for the formulation of a new National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy (STIP 2020). As the COVID-19 crisis impacts the world, a new policy with a decentralized manner of information will reorient science, technology, and innovation (STI) in terms of priorities, sectoral focus. So it's going to form. There will be a impact of the COVID-19 crisis and a new policy with a decentralized manner of information with reorient science, technology, and innovation in terms of priorities and sectoral focus. The research and technologies need to be developed and deployed for larger socio-economic welfare in the long run, impacting human lives in a positive manner. In the past, four science, technology, and innovation policy were stipulated in 1958, 1983, 2003, and 2013. Key highlights: it is the fifth STIP or STIP of India and is being formulated at a crucial time when India and the world are tackling the COVID-19 menace. This is only the latest among the many important changes in the past decade that have necessitated formulation of a new outlook and strategy for science, technology and innovation STI. The STIP 2020 formulation process will be for a duration of 6 months and has been organized into four highly interlinked tracks. Number A, we have the track 1. It involves an extensive public and expert consultation process through Science Policy Forum, a dedicated platform for soliciting inputs from larger public and expert pools during and after the policy drafting process. Number B, we have got track 2. It consists of experts driven Track 2. It consists of experts driven thematic consultations to feed evidence informed recommendations into the policy drafting process. 21 focused thematic groups have been constituted for this purpose. Number C. Track 3. It involves extensive intra-state and intra-department consultation with ministries and states. Number D. Track 4. It constitutes an apex-level multi-stakeholder consultation. The consultation processes on different tracks have already started and are running in parallel. This process involves broad-based consultations with all stakeholders within and beyond the scientific ecosystem of the country, including academia, industry, government, global partners, etc. A secretariat has been set up at DST to coordinate the complete process and interplays between the four tracks. Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor. The Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India was set up in November 1999 by the Cabinet Secretariat primarily to evolve policies, strategies, and missions for the generation of innovations and support systems for multiple applications. Generate science and technology tasks in critical infrastructure, economic and social sectors in partnership with government departments, institutions, and industry. Function as the secretariat to the Scientific Advisory Committee to the Cabinet with the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India as its chairman. Interventions by the PSA's office are made in the distinct scenarios such as policy and strategy initiatives, R&D activities that do not fall into the business of any single department, R&D activities and involve many departments and need to be synergized, etc. Extra Employment Guarantee Council. So why was this in the news? Okay, this is Central Employment Guarantee Council. So why was this in the news? Recently, the 21st meeting of the Central Employment Guarantee Council was held through video conferencing. The 21st meeting of the Central Employment Guarantee Council was held through video conferencing. The government highlighted the work done under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MGNREGA) 2005 by providing employment to rural people. The government has allocated Rs 61,500 crore for MGNREGA for the financial year 2020-21, which is an all-time high. Additional provision of Rs 40,000 crore has been made for this program under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to provide employment to the needy workers during the difficult period due to COVID-19. The government has also stressed on the irrigation and water conservation activities under the MGNREGA. Central Employment Guarantee Council. The Central Employment Guarantee Council has been constituted under Section 10 of the MGNREGA. It is chaired by the Minister of Rural Development. It is responsible for advising the central government on MGNREGA related matters and for monitoring and evaluating the implementation of the Act. It prepares annual reports on the implementation of the MGNREGA for submission to Parliament. Now let's come to the next topic, that is Deccan Queen Express. So why was this in the news? The historic Deccan Queen train between Mumbai and Pune completed 90 years on June 1, 2020. The Deccan Queen was introduced between Mumbai and Pune on June 1, 1930 by the Great Indian Peninsula Railway, GIPR, the forerunner of the Central Railway. This was the first deluxe train introduced to serve the two important cities of the region and was named after Pune, also known as the Queen of Deccan. It is among the rare Indian trains that have never been hauled using steam traction and were always electric powered, on the rare instances running on diesel. The GIPR in the 1940s would run race special trains for Mumbai's horse racing enthusiasts. The GIPR in the 1940s would run race special trains for Mumbai's horse racing enthusiasts who would come to Pune on weekends and race days. This train holds many a record, including that of being India's first superfast train, first long-distance electric hauled train, first vestibuled train, the first train to have a women-only car, and the first train to feature a dining car. Now let's come to the next topic, that is Swades, SWADES. So why was this in the news? The government of India launched an initiative, Swades, Skilled Workers Arrival Database for Employment Support, on June 3, 2020. The initiative, undertaken as part of the Vande Bharat mission, aims at empowering the returning citizens with relevant employment opportunities. The Vande Bharat mission is an evacuation exercise to bring back Indian citizens stranded abroad amidst the coronavirus-induced travel restrictions. It is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and the Ministry of External Affairs. The National Skill Development Corporation (NSDC) is supporting the implementation of the project. It aims to create a database of qualified citizens based on their skill sets and experience to tap into and fulfill demand of Indian and foreign companies. The collected information will be shared with the companies for suitable placement opportunities in the country. The returning citizens are required to fill up an online Swadesh skills card. It will facilitate a strategic framework to provide the returning citizens with suitable employment opportunities through discussions with key stakeholders, including state governments, industry, associations, and employers. National Skill Development Corporation. The NSDC is a not for profit public limited company incorporated under Section 25 of the Companies Act 1956, corresponding to Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. It was set up by the Ministry of Finance as a public-private partnership (PPP) model. The Government of India, through the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship (MSDE), holds 49% of the share capital of NSDC, while the private sector has the balance of 51% of the share capital. It aims to promote skill development by catalyzing creation of large, quality and profit vocational. So it aims to promote skill development by catalyzing creation of large, quality and for-profit vocational institutions. Now let's come to the next topic, that is periodic labor force survey. So why was this in the news? The National Statistical Office (NSO) on 4th June 2020 released a periodic labor force survey (PLFS) for July 2018 to June 2019. Unemployment rate. India's unemployment rate fell to 5.8% during 2018-19 from 6.1% during the same period of 2017-18. The urban unemployment rate reduced to 7.7% from 7.8%. The rural unemployment reduced to 5% from 5.3%. Labor force participation rate. The labor force participation rate rose to 37.5% during 2018-19 from 36.9% of 2017-18. Female participation rate. The female participation rate also improved, going up to 18.6% in 2018-19 from 17.5% the year before. Working population ratio. The worker population ratio also increased to 35.3% as against 34.7% in the 2017-18. Issues involved. Unemployment was a concern in 2019 and it worsened in 2019-20 due to COVID-19. According to the Monthly Center for Monitoring Indian Economy data, the unemployment rate in India shot up from 7.87% in June 2019 to 23.48% in May 2020. Periodic Labor Force Survey (PLFS). The PLFS is India's first computer-based survey launched by the National Statistical Office (NSO) in 2017. It has been constituted based on the recommendation of Amitabh Kundu. It has twofold objective. Number one, So the first objective would be to estimate the key employment and unemployment indicators like worker population ratio, labor force participation rate, unemployment rate in the short time interval of 3 months for the urban areas only in the current weekly status CWS. Number 2, to estimate employment and unemployment indicators in both usual status and CWS in both rural and urban areas annually. Before PLFS, the NSSO, previous name of NSO, used to bring the data related to employment and unemployment based on its quintessential based on its quinquennial household socioeconomic survey program. Before FLFS, the SSO, previous name of NSO, used to bring the data related to employment and unemployment based on its quinquennial, it means recurring every 5 years, household socio-economic survey program. Now let's come to the next topic, that is WeTransfer website. The Union government on 1st June 2020 ordered India's internet service providers to block WeTransfer website. It is a Netherlands internet-based computer file transfer service. It was founded in Amsterdam by Bess Berends. So it was founded by Amsterdam by Bess Berends and Nelden. It allows users to upload and share file of up to 2 GB for free at one time, and paying users can share files for up to 20 GB per transfer. In October 2018, WeTransfer relaunched its app with the name Collect by WeTransfer. Now let's come to the next topic, that is Nagar Van, Urban Forest Scheme. Nagar Van Scheme. So why was this in the news? On the occasion of World Environment Day, that is 5th June, the Union government announced the implementation of the Nagar Van scheme to develop 200 urban forests across the country in the next 5 years. Urban Forest Scheme. The scheme will be implemented with people's participation and collaboration between the Forest Department, municipal bodies, NGOs, and corporates. These forests will work as lungs of the cities and will primarily be on the forest land or any other vacant land offered by local bodies. Okay, so these forests will work as lungs of the cities and will primarily be on the forest land or any other vacant land offered by local urban bodies. This urban area rejuvenation scheme is based on the Smriti Van in the Varje area of Pune city. This forest now hosts rich biodiversity with 23 plant species, 29 bird species, 15 butterfly species, 10 reptiles, and 3 mammal species. This urban forest project is now helping maintain ecological balance, serving both environmental and social needs. Now let's come to the next topic, that is the Urban Learning Internship Program. The Union Ministers of Human Resource Development and Housing and Urban Affairs launched an initiative called the Urban Learning Internship Program, TULIP, the Urban Learning Internship Program. So, TULIP, on June 4th, 2020. It is the first of its kind program for providing internship opportunities to fresh graduates and all urban local bodies, ULBs, and smart cities across the country. It is aligned with the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to harness the potential of the youth in nation building. It will be instrumental in laying the foundation of New India as it will provide practical experience to our students and will help infuse fresh ideas and innovative thinking into the working of urban local bodies and smart cities. It will provide access to internship opportunities through 4,400 urban local bodies and smart cities pan India. It will give an opportunity to youth to generate new ideas to reform urban local bodies by modern techniques and innovative methods. It would help enhance the value to market of India's graduates and help create a potential talent pool in diverse fields like urban planning, transport, engineering, environment, municipal finance, etc., thus not only catalyzing creation of prospective city managers but also talented private or non-government sector professionals. It is also an important stepping stone for fulfillment of the MHRD and AICTE's goal of 1 crore successful internships by the year 2025. The technical support for the platform shall be anchored by the All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE) and the programmatic non-technical support shall be anchored by the MOHUA. Now let's come to online NAIMISHA 2020, that is NAIMISHA 2020, online NAIMISHA 2020. The Ministry of Culture announced a program called Online NAIMISHA 2020 on June 7, 2020. Online NAIMISHA 2020. It is a summer art program to be organized by the National Modern Art Gallery. It is an initiative to provide a chance to its participants to create and learn from practicing artists without compromising their health. So it is an initiative to provide a chance to its participants to create and learn from practicing artists without compromising their health. In the online NAIMISHA 2020 program, 4 workshops will be organized entitled Painting Workshop, Sculpture Workshop, Printmaking, and Indrajal. The Magic of Art Interdisciplinary Creative Workshop to Understand Freedom from 8th June 2020 to 3rd July 2020. The title of the program, Naimisha, represents a sacred place where people offer their Shraddha or devotion. Now let's come to the next topic, that is Indian Gas Exchange. So why was this in the news? Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas on 15 June 2020 launched Indian Gas Exchange (IGX), the first nationwide online delivery-based natural gas trading platform. Incorporated as a wholly owned subsidiary of the IEX, India's energy market platform. The platform is fully automated with web-based interface to provide seamless trading experience to the customers. The IGX is a digital trading platform that will allow buyers and sellers of natural gas to trade both in the spot market and in the forward market for imported natural gas across 3 hubs: Dahej and Hazira in Gujarat and Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh. Imported liquefied natural gas (LNG) will be regasified and sold to buyers through the exchange, removing the requirement for buyers and sellers to find each other. The price of domestically produced natural gas is decided by the government. It will not be sold on the gas exchange. The exchange is expected to facilitate transparent price discovery in natural gas and facilitate the growth of the share of natural gas in India's energy basket. Now let's come to natural gas. Natural gas is the cleanest fossil fuels among the available fossil fuels. It is used for cooking in domestic households and a transportation fuel for vehicles. It is also used as a feedstock in the manufacture of fertilizers, plastics, and other commercially important organic chemicals, as well as used as a fuel for electricity generation, heating purpose in industrial and commercial units. Now let's come to the next topic, that is global partnership on artificial intelligence. So why was this in the news? India on 5th June 2020 joined the League of Leading Economies including USA, UK, EU, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, and Singapore to launch the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence (GPAI) or GPAI or GPAI. About global partnership on artificial intelligence (GPAI). It is an international and multi-stakeholder initiative to guide the responsible development and use of AI grounded in human rights, inclusion, diversity. So it will be grounded in human rights, inclusion, diversity, innovation, and economic growth. It is a first of its kind initiative for evolving better understanding of the challenges and opportunities around AI using the experience and diversity of participating countries. It is aimed at bridging the gap between theory and practice on AI by supporting cutting-edge research and applied activities on AI-related priorities. In collaboration with partners and international organizations. So, in collaboration with partners and international collaborations, the GPAI will bring together leading experts from industry, civil society, governments, and academia to collaborate to promote responsible evolution of AI. It will also evolve methodologies to show how AI can be leveraged to better respond to the present global crisis around COVID-19. It will be supported by a secretariat to be hosted by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD) in Paris, as well as by 2 centers of expertise, one each in Montreal. So there will be 2 centers. The first one would be in Montreal and the another one will be in Paris. Now let's come to the next topic, that is Sahakar Mitra scheme. So why was this in the news? The Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare launched Sahakar Mitra scheme on internship program SIP on June 11, 2020. This scheme is an initiative of National Cooperative Development Corporation (NCDC) and aims to bolster the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The scheme is expected to assist cooperative institutions to access new and innovative ideas of young professionals while the interns gain experience of working in the field, giving the confidence to be self-reliant. Professional graduates in disciplines such as agriculture and allied areas, IT, etc., will be eligible for an internship. Professionals who are pursuing or have completed their MBA degrees in agribusiness, cooperation, finance, international trade, forestry, rural development, project management, etc., will also be eligible. Each intern will get financial support over a 4 months internship period. NCDC. The National Cooperative Development Corporation (NCDC) was established by an Act of Parliament in 1963 as a statutory corporation under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. So the National Cooperative Development Corporation (NCDC) was established by an Act of Parliament in 1963 as a statutory corporation under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. Its functions include planning, promoting, and financing programs for production, processing, marketing, storage, export, and import of agricultural produce, the supply of consumer goods, and collection, processing, etc. So that's all, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.